Okay, welcome everybody to the first episode of me playing Thief Gold, and to the first episode of the channel, so thank you and welcome for coming. So what is Thief Gold? Thief Gold is what you might call the Game of the Year edition of Thief the Dark Project, which was developed by Looking Glass Studios all the way back in '98. And if you like stealth games, probably a lot of them have been influenced by Thief. Why am I playing it? Well, Thief is kind of the first game that got me into computer gaming. Like, if I look way back in time, back then I didn't realize it, but now I do. So I figured I'm going to show it to you, and we'll relive my old memories, maybe your old memories together, and maybe even, if you've never heard of Thief, you start playing it. So let's hop right into the game then. So I'll click here, new game. Obviously we'll play this on expert. Why on expert? Because expert difficulty doesn't allow you to kill anyone. So it allows you to knock out guards, but it doesn't allow you to kill them, and it forces you to steal a set amount of loot and some what you might call nowadays collectible items. So that to me is the best and truest way of playing Thief, and that we're playing it on expert mode. I don't think it actually makes the guards any more smart / less stupid, because let's face it, this is a game from the 90s. The AI can sometimes be hilarious. So here we got start training and skip training. I'm actually going to choose start training here, just because it gives us some like prologue information, and if you've never played Thief before, which I'm going to assume you haven't, if you miss out on the prologue, some of the stuff that's going down later in the story won't really make sense. So just for the prologue, we're going to do the training, which is essentially the tutorial. I'm going to hit start here, and then I'll be quiet for a while.
I was a kid. No parents, no home. Running messages and picking pockets to keep my ribs from meeting my spine. One night I saw a man. Folks just passed him by like he wasn't there. I thought he must have something valuable, so I snuck up on him and made a grab.
That's not for you.
Please, sir, I'm hungry. Don't tell the Hammers, I promise.
What is your name, boy?
Garrett.
You have talent, lad.
Let go of me, old man.
To see a keeper is not an easy thing, especially one who does not wish to be seen. We have a need for those as gifted as yourself. If you've grown tired of how you live, then follow me, and we will show you a different way.
Leave me alone.
As you wish.
I caught up with him just before he vanished into the crowd. It was the beginning of a very long education.
Okay, so here we have our tutorial mission. It says follow the directions of your instructor in order to pass the training tests. So this is basically us in the Keeper compound getting trained. So the prologue told us we're a street orphan. By the way, if you recognize the voice of Garrett, he's also Corvo in Dishonored 2, at least Dishonored 2. I don't think he's in Dishonored 1, but in Dishonored 2, the voice actor of Corvo is the same one that does Garrett. I love how he just says, I was a kid, not just an alien, man, woman, girl, a kid. His intonation there was a bit off, but other times, he's like the best voice actor in this entire series, and like iconic for his voice when he did Garrett. Anyway, so we had an info dump there regarding the lore and everything. So we've got people called Keepers and Hammers. So just to give you a brief expose here, keepers are the guys that are like obsessed with balance and kind of the grey eminences behind the city's political struggles. And whenever there's a cutscene with that key sign, it means that the quote that's coming is like a keeper quote. Also, those eagle-eyed viewers of you that saw the ring on the keeper's hand, you noticed that was also a keyhole, so also another like sign that he's in the keeper faction. The hammers are sort of what you'd say are, I call them mecha paladins basically, because they're a religious order obsessed with keeping peace, and peace in a very rough way, where basically if you steal you get your hand cut off and stuff like that. But at the same time, they're not opposed to technology. They actually love technology. So once we get to Thief 2, you'll actually see how far they go in their love for technology. But now, without further ado, we will hop right into the tutorial mission here. Alright, sorry.
In the nearby rooms, I will instruct you in the various skills you will need to survive. Please stay in the entrance area to each room while I explain the room's purpose. When you are ready to begin your lessons, proceed down this hallway to the first room.
Oh, okay, that wasn't cutting off the instructor. Yeah, we always get like teleported into missions like that, so you can see the slight fall as we are gently put into the level. So, as you can see here, one of the things that Thief did back in the time in 98 that was revolutionary was this use of shadows and sounds. So if we walk on this surface, now we're basically crouching, but if we were to walk like this, or like the keeper instructor up there, it's stone, so it's kind of a booming type of footstep sound. I mean, to my ears, it sounds kind of booming. I don't know how it is for you. As I said earlier, this is the first video, so any comments you have on how to make it better, especially in regards to the sound, will be very thankfully received. Now, the other thing that you might see at the bottom, next to our health point shields, we have this light crystal. It basically tells us, okay, here we are in full visibility, because there's light all around. But if we hide into the shadows here, it kind of goes completely dark, to when we're like in half shadows, it's sort of dark. And this is something that Thief did deliberately, and that wasn't really done before then, this use of shadows and light. And actually, even if we're in this full dark corner here, you'll see throughout the gameplay that we do here, but I'll just explain it now. People can still like see us. It's not like, say, Skyrim, where you have maxed out stealth and people will stand right in front of you and they will not see you even if you keep shooting arrows at them. Not that we would ever shoot arrows at people in Thief, we are non-lethal after all. Alright, so let's move right into the tutorial. And I think this one actually deals with sound.
How to move unseen. Stay in the shadows. Avoid the light. The indicator on your screen will tell you how visible you are. Try to reach the top of the platform without being seen.
Okay, this is basically where I will probably fail, because it's been quite a time since I played this game, but this is essentially the learn to deal with light. So here we've got the shadows, so we need to stay in the shadows here. I mean, technically this is a super easy version of the type of gameplay with light and shadows, because if we walk like this and we are here and he's looking straight at us, most guards will see us, but for the purposes of this being a tutorial, that will not happen, luckily. Alright, and here we are. Ta-da!
Well done. I did not see you approach.
Open this door to continue. When the door is near the center of your screen, it will light up, indicating that it is selected. To manipulate selected doors and other objects, use them. Now you must learn to move quietly. Some surfaces are louder than others when walked upon, and moving quickly makes more noise than moving slowly. Listen to your own footsteps to hear how much noise you are making. The instructor will have his back turned. You must get to the top of the platform without being heard.
Okay, so there was another info dump in regards to how the controls work. So we have right click, left click, all that sort of jazz, M for the map, and now we go to the sound portion of the tutorial. So as you can maybe hear, hopefully you can hear this, we're on a carpet and we only make very soft footsteps. But if we were to walk on those metal, I think they're metal tiles, that will actually like be like a very loud clang, in the sort of like if you were to hit a bell with a small hammer or something. You know, I don't mean like a hammer that will smash the bell to pieces, but those small like thingies. You know what I mean, yeah you do. Okay, so the instructor has his back turned, we are over here and...
Very good.
Done.
I did not hear you traverse the room.
Beyond this door is a hallway that will lead you to your next task.
And I also forgot to show you there, but if you press shift you basically sneak, which to me is always very counterintuitive because shift has always been sprinting for me. Now we're going to do the bowmanship, archery, and just general fighting. I mean, the bow is probably the thing that we will be using mostly. We will use our melee fighting, I guess, in terms with the blackjack, but
Now
we got a
get your
blackjack.
weapons. To pick up objects, select them by centering them on screen until they light up. Then use them. Choose your weapon now. Try readying your sword, and then your bow. You can always put them away again if you need your hands free. Now let's go out to the courtyard for some target practice. Ready your bow. Knock an arrow and draw back the string by holding down the attack button. Make sure you draw all the way back, or your shot will not have full power. Take aim, and when you are ready to shoot, release your attack. See if you can hit one of these targets. Good shot. Keep practicing if you wish. When you are ready to proceed, approach the training dummy and ready your sword.
Okay, so as you can see here, we have some rudimentary physics going on here where actually the arrow isn't flying in a straight line. It shouldn't, at least. And there, if we hold it for too long, our aim will just get botched. So you notice I hit the closest, nearest target really well, and the middle furthest one away just was wildly off course. Yeah, we managed to hit it a bit at least. Yeah, my archery skills aren't the best, especially at the beginning of a game like this. I need to get used to them again and again and again. So they will get better over time, but right now they're super shoddy, so don't expect me to do any magical feats of archery. Now let's take our sword.
Swing at the target with the attack button. A quick tap will give you a slash. Move the tip of your sword to the left of the target for a left slash, and to the right of the target for a right slash. Hold the attack button down, then release for an overhead swing. Try both slashes and the overhead swing on the practice dummy.
Okay, so here we got our power
Good
attack,
job. You're
basically.
ready for a live opponent. To practice against your partner, enter the cobbled sparring area.
Oh no, a life partner, a guard. This is how guards look. We will start hating them. Well, not as much as other mobs, but I won't get into that because that would be a spoiler. So as you can see, the block is like super twitchy.
Well done. Keep sparring if you wish. When you are done, leave the sparring area.
Alright,
That's
let's
enough
do that.
sparring for today. Please walk over to the table.
So as you can see, there's that block function that...
Care for some refreshment before we move on, young Gary. Please pick up all of the items on this table. Cycle through your inventory to see the objects you have in your pockets. Once an object is displayed, you may use it. Have something to eat if you wish. Then you may proceed. The next test is waiting on the other side of the metal door.
Okay, so we cycle through objects with tab. Anyway, that narrator just keeps interrupting me, or I keep interrupting the narrator, so that won't happen after the tutorial. He just keeps bumping his head into my explanation here. So as you can see, there's a sort of quick slash, power slash thing going on, and a directional system where, depending on where your cursor is in relation to your target. You will either do a right or a left hit, and that works with blocking as well. That's why it's like super twitchy for me. I'm not that much into like FPS games and things like that, so you will notice that when it comes to these quick thinking type things, decisions in games, even like Thief, which is quite slow paced because it's a stealth game, I will basically just fail or improvise and hilarity will ensue, but I will 95% of the times fail.
The door is locked, but the key from the table will open it. To unlock the door, select the key in your inventory. Center the door on screen until it lights up. Then use the key on the door.
But even if I fail, hopefully the hilarity that ensues will be entertaining, and I will learn while doing it, so we will get progressively better at the game and at this recording stuff. So let's use this key on the door. Come on. Why are you not wanting to use the key on the door? Or did you mean the other door? Oh, you meant this door.
Good. Now head down this hallway to get to your next test.
I've played this game like 5 times, but there's still like small things like this with the tutorial where I will get things wrong. So I will do my homework most of the time. This is not a complete blind playthrough type thing because I don't want to be like stuck for hours on end on a mission and then just bore you to death because I can't find the solution. But small things like this will happen. Alright, so let's put the sword away there. That was paragraph.
Now you will learn new movement skills. First, climb the rope by jumping onto it.
Oh, we can go vertical.
Move while looking up or down to climb up or down the rope. Turn to change your facing. If you jump again, you will release the rope. Now climb the rope to get to the top of the platform. Well done. Run and jump across the gap to the other side of the stream.
Okay.
Good jump.
See, this is another thing. Platforming is the bane of me. Luckily, I'm not the only gamer who hates platforming, but platforming is the bane of me, so expect hilarity to ensue when platforming is needed. Also,
this obstacle is easy to climb if you know how. First, move close to the wall. Next, jump to grab the edge of the wall and pull yourself up. Good job. I am most pleased with your progress. You have passed the last test for today. If you wish, you may stay to practice your climbing and jumping, or swimming, ducking, leaning, or crawling. When you are finished, you may return to your chambers by going through that red door. Farewell.
See, he already knows me. He's basically cheekily suggesting I do this over and over again because I'm horrible at platforming and I'm horrible at this movement. Especially, like, now we're not crouched, but if we're crouched and you need to do something like this, it, like, for me, it doesn't go this well, usually, like, in the missions. So here, for instance, we're falling. That should have taken something off our health points, but I guess it's part of the tutorial that we literally cannot take any damage, as we saw when we fought the guard. Tutorial finished.
The keepers were training me to be one of them, but I found other uses for those skills.
Okay, we found our first loot and our first movable object. Oh, mission complete. Okay. We'll get to those objects later. So one of the things with those objects that you can pick up is that there's no really, as far as I've found across my numerous playthroughs, soft put this back down button. Garrett will just hurl it somewhere where you're pointing, which means it's very good to distract guards with in terms of noise. It's very bad when you accidentally just clicked it because you thought it was loot that you could take. Anyway, we have successfully completed the tutorial, so I will leave you guys here. Thanks for watching, and I hope I'll see you in the next episode of this Thief Gold playthrough. Okay, so bye, take care.